Time for me to share with you my observation tonight. And start from Lou. Lou is our newly joined member, and he is also a very proactive member who already take his first icebreaker coming soon for our near future event. That's very good. And also, you have no hesitation when I challenge you with the timer role you're gonna take, and you did quite a good job. Because sometimes timer needs multitasking, right? You have to participate with the event, and also you have to record the time. And I can say that you did a good job tonight. And next is our Stanley, bro. Stanley is our art teacher tonight. And every time when you're on the stage, you are so calm. And your gesture is so formal, so cool. And another thing I want to point out today is that Stanley is always here early to help us prepare the background preparation. He also helps us to prepare the props, pushing Shirley here inside when we have a little act with circle. And I can always trust you to be one of the best helper out there when we need to prepare our scene, our venue, so that we can have a very comfortable event tonight. So thank you, Stanley. And next is our variety session given by Rosie. Where's Rosie?
She has left.
She has left. So Rosie actually gave us some very original games tonight, and then we can try to understand each of the members by how they try to lie, and some of them are actually pretty good liars, just like Circle. And some of us can get to know each other by the question prepared by Rosie. And next is our table topic provided by Wanzhou. And I really like the question that you prepared for tonight's event, because I think most of the question you prepare is very profound and also very divergent. Each of them are very quite different from each other. And I can also tell that you pick your candidate delicately to suit for each of your questions. So I would say you did a good job tonight. And I also want to point out the highlight of your answer candidate tonight was team. Because team provides us some very kind of scientific story. However, I can totally feel you. I can tell that you try to explain the timeline and the different world behind afterward. So I think that's very a highlight of tonight. And next is our language evaluator, Charlotte. I never know language evaluation could be so fun. You provide us a lot of funny pictures and ghost stories and try to explain each ghost to us. Because I really feel you. Sometimes I feel like language evaluation is like a teacher telling the student like, hey, you did wrong this and you did good this. And maybe sometimes we can have some sort of innovation to each of the role takers and sessions to bring up some new value into this group. So I appreciate that. And also, our TME here. You made a good ghost tonight. I think that the style of you tonight is very fit you a lot. And in the beginning of the event, also, the character you try to build on yourself, I can totally feel that you try to transfer yourself into a tiny little ghost. And that was pretty good, I can tell. And I appreciate you. But the Lord of Life was very, you were very into the character, and I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. And here comes our 7 contestants that I want to share my observation with. So the first one is Jackie Wong. I noticed that when you come on the stage, you are already trying to build up your own atmosphere. You come on the stage slowly and try to create the spooky atmosphere for all of us. And I also find you prepare a lot of tiny little twists in your stories. I enjoyed it a lot because I feel like I never know what you're going to say next. Like, for example, you say, oh, he came back to his house and sit in front of the mirror. Like you like this, and then just go to sleep. I was like, what? You just sit down in front of the mirror and I expect you to do something. As you say, and I go to sleep. That was very cute. And when he go to the seafood and say the seafood say, because of the DNA and you have to clean up your room. And I was so surprised by that. I feel like you're like Quentin Tarantino, that you can create so many twists for your audience that you can never guess what's happening next. And I also find some opportunity for you in your future speech is that because you provide a lot of tiny little stories, right? And I feel like you can maybe exaggerate your act more widely. For example, let me see. You can exaggerate your movement from scene to scene so that we can feel more engaging into different scenes, because your story have many transition and many different scenes. And if you exaggerate the movement so we can follow you more when you transition between scenes. And good job tonight, very humorous and very your style. And next speaker is Jason Zhen. I enjoyed your personal story very much. And I see you prepare some little story for the context, to let us more dive in into your world, your memory. That was pretty good. And I really enjoy the part when you're about to exit the tunnel, like you say, 40 meters, 30 meters, 20 meters, 10. I can totally feel you. I feel you want to hurriedly get out of the tunnel fast. That was the part that my heartbeat actually was. And here's a little bit input into your speech for you in the future, is that there was a little story you tell that when you turn around your head, and there was a girl to tell you that, hey, slow. Maybe you can slow down your tone and add in some vocal variety to it so that we can feel the scariness of the woman. Thank you for your story tonight. I enjoyed it a lot. And our next speaker, Lydia from Peka Peka. I really like the way you mimic your colleagues. It was so vivid. I can tell the characteristics, like the male colleague and the girl colleagues. They have different tone, and the girl colleague is like kind of nagging or something like that. And that was quite cute actually. And every character have its own characteristic, and it's very rich of your story. And also, I really liked your performance about the spread, like you spread the eyes, and you have a little bit of the electric weapon that you know. I was waiting for you to use that when the girl is on the bed all the time, but maybe eventually she didn't use that, but that's okay, because the story from the beginning to the end is very rich and with many scenes, and your performance of different characters was so vivid. I love it. Thank you for your story today. And next is Florian Ma. Hey, I thought I was in a Hollywood actor interview, you know? And if I'm the director, you are totally hired today. OMG, that's so rich of the facial expression. I can feel your pain when you, and I can feel your, some sort of happiness or relief when you thought the red woman already gone. Like, oh, so good. Suddenly, and then the big monster come, and you shout out so freely. I enjoyed it so much. Oh man. Thank you for today. That was a great show. And next is our circle, bro, with your dumpling story. So cute. I can tell that you were in your zone when you're about to tell the story. You know why? Because when he slowly walked towards me, like, dumpling, blah, blah, and I was kind of feeling creepy when you're walking towards me. I can feel that you're in your zone to create the kind of creepy atmosphere, and you walk around so naturally. And I also love the pace when you give the story. It was actually quite clear. And the visual aid was quite simple, and cute too. So overall, the pacing of your story and how clear you try to explain it, the plots, was very good. And except for the vocal variety that you already done very well, also, you can exaggerate your body movement. For example, when you open the dumpling box, you can act out more exaggeration like that. Like, what? Dumpling gone? Something like that. And you would add up to your future speeches more. And I appreciate your very cute stories tonight. Great job. The next speaker, Betty Lin. It was so vivid when you try to mimic when you were in the childhood, your argument with your dad. He's like, hey Dad, why you don't believe me? I really saw something. And the dad was so harsh, like, just shut up. He was quite vivid. And also when you and your colleague or friends were on the mountain, I noticed that when you stopped the car, you actually pulled the handle. That was when you're in your zone to tell the story that we can feel the atmosphere. And the transition of you between try to mimic your colleague or try to narrate narrative your story, the switch is quite smooth too. It's smooth to act to the character, and also you try to give some plots for us. And the transition was actually quite smooth. What a great job you did. Thank you. And last is our Camilla. You create your own pace when you're on the stage, which draw our attention. That's a great job. When you stand here, you pause a little bit, and you use your own pace of telling your own story. That's kind of a good story you tell it. And it was quite cute. Like the nurse in the elevator, and the doctor was kind of hurried, like, oh, actually, the yellow mark, right? And the nurse, hey, here it is. The twist is very good. Thank you for your cute story tonight. I think that will be all of my observation for tonight, and I really enjoyed tonight. I hope all of you also do that. Also do control back to TME.